Hi everyone, what I'm going to do now is show you the TMS machine and also have a bit of TMS myself. Now at the bottom of this machine is the power supply. This is where the power comes out of the power comes out of the wall socket and gets stored in capacitors. The middle part of this machine is the cooling unit. So this is a liquid cooled unit. Previous units used to be air cooled, but this is a more efficient way of doing things. At the very top is the pulse waveformer. This is where we're able to modulate the magnetic field to our likings in terms of frequency, amplitude, and whatnot. And we use different parameters for different conditions. At the top really is just the display, the monitors. On this side we can do neural navigation when it's indicated, and here is the program. So we've got up here a standard depression protocol, the left-sided protocol that is aiming at the front of my forehead here, the left dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Now this part here, and you'll see that again up close, is the coil. So it's a loop of wire, and when you have a loop of wire you can produce a magnetic field. This coil produces a magnetic field that is 1.5 Tesla, so almost the strength of an older MRI machine, but it's focused to a point. And with that, we are able to inhibit or activate nerves in the brain. And when we activate areas that are underactive, such as the left prefrontal cortex in depression, when we do that thousands of times over, we can get neuroplastic changes. This refers to nerves connecting to other nerves. So a very basic visual representation of my prefrontal cortex. If you imagine my fist is the head of the nerve, here are the dendrites or the endings. The other fist is another nerve, an adjacent nerve. Here are the endings, the dendrites. And perhaps if somebody's depressed, it may look like this. But what we want to do is look like this. And we know that these nerves are underactive. We've seen that through things like PET scans, which look at metabolism, glucose uptake of nerves, which is the fuel of the nerve. We've seen these studies, especially in the mid-90s. So the first step in giving a treatment is the mapping session. This is where we do a bunch of measurements and we customize the treatment based on the individual. This is looking at, in particular, the resting motor threshold, the minimum amount of magnetic field intensity required to cause the motor nerve to fire. We use that number, we inputted it into our machine, and that's how we are able to customize the protocol. But now, I'm going to show you what it looks like to have a TMS treatment session done, and I'll be using myself here as the example. Luke is one of our TMS nurses, and he will be adjusting the coil over my head and starting that treatment. So this is what a standard TMS treatment session, the common type of session, this is what it looks like. At the beginning, you might take the things out of your pocket, any metal in your pocket you take out, and then you just kind of sit down in the chair. You might be watching some Netflix, or you could be having a bit of a chat. And I'll let Luke take it from here. Back there? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine. All right.
We're going to treat in 3, 2, 1.
You can see that it is quite comfortable. Some people might want to be leaning back, a little bit more relaxed that way. Others might want to be more upright like I am now. And this treatment session, the time, it generally lasts about 20 minutes long. There's usually a bit of a break in between each pulse. And after another pulse is gone. So each time that pulse is going, what's aiming to do is activate the nerves. And in another video, we'll show you what a mapping session looks like. And the person actually sees evidence of their nerves firing in the form of their hands contracting involuntarily. We only do that in the first session to help calibrate the machine. And that's about it, really. So it's a reasonably quite comfortable treatment. And if you have any questions, please leave a response or a comment.